Ukraine's precision strike on Russia's Khalino airbase has sent shockwaves across the geopolitical landscape, reshaping the dynamics of the ongoing conflict. With ATACMS missiles hitting their mark, the destruction of this critical Russian stronghold near Kursk is a monumental milestone in Ukraine's military campaign. The attack not only decimated vital infrastructure and aircraft, but also showcased Ukraine's growing capacity to challenge Russian defenses far beyond the front line. Do these bold moves signal a turning point in the war? Will Russia retaliate against Ukraine? We will know that as we continue to monitor the developments of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. For now, let's see how the Ukrainian offensive has disrupted Russian military operations in the region and affected Russia's ability to carry out air missions along the northern front of the conflict zone. Initially, Russia's defense ministry confirmed multiple ATACMS missile strikes on their military installations, including the strategic Khalino airbase near Kursk. The strikes occurred over 3 days, with significant attacks reported on November 23 and 25. According to official statements, Ukrainian forces launched a coordinated attack on the Khalino airbase, also known as Kursk-Vostokny airfield, located approximately 10 kilometers from Kursk. The strike demonstrated Ukraine's enhanced capability to conduct precision strikes deep within Russian territory, following the U.S. authorization to use ATACMS missiles against Russian targets. The scale of Ukraine's precision strike on Russian military targets was both extensive and strategically calculated, highlighting the evolving intensity of the conflict. A total of 8 ATACMS missiles were launched during the operation, specifically targeting the Khalino airbase, a critical Russian military hub near Kursk. Despite the formidable Russian air defense systems, which reportedly intercepted 7 of the incoming missiles, 1 missile successfully breached the defenses, delivering a devastating blow to the airfield. This strike caused significant damage to the facility, undermining its operational capacity and disrupting critical Russian military activities in the region. The assault on Khalino airbase was not an isolated act, but part of a broader operation aimed at crippling Russian military infrastructure. In a simultaneous attack, 5 ATACMS missiles were fired at a radar installation in Loturivka, damaging a key radar system essential for coordinating air and ground defenses. These coordinated strikes demonstrated Ukraine's strategic intent to weaken Russia's military capabilities and its ability to project power deep within Russian-controlled territories. The operation underscores the scale and precision of Ukraine's growing offensive capabilities, marking a significant shift in the dynamics of the conflict and signaling a clear message about the extent of Ukraine's reach in this ongoing war. Subsequently, the Russian Defense Ministry issued a stern warning, stating that retaliatory measures are being prepared. The ministry reported casualties among personnel at both strike locations, though specific numbers were not disclosed. Moreover, Russian officials claimed the damage to Khalino airbase was insignificant, despite acknowledging successful missile impacts. The strikes prompted increased defensive measures, with reports indicating that Russia has begun adding concrete blocks to existing structures at airfields within ATACMS range. This defensive response underscores the significant impact of Ukraine's newly demonstrated long-range strike capabilities on Russian military planning and operations. Located 7 kilometers east of Kursk, the Khalino military airfield has emerged as one of Russia's most significant military installations. The base has primarily served as a crucial component of Russian aerospace operations since its establishment. The facility gained prominence as the home base of the 14th Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment, operating with 2 squadrons of Su-30SM Flanker H fighters. Before recent events, the base maintained a nominal strength of 24 fighter jets, significantly contributing to Russia's air defense capabilities along its western frontier. The Khalino airbase is a hub for several critical functions within Russia's military framework. It is home to Su-25 close air support jets and a fleet of helicopters, both integral to providing tactical air support in active combat zones. Additionally, the base houses facilities for unmanned aerial vehicle operations, a cornerstone of modern surveillance and strike capabilities. Its role as a storage site for vital military supplies and ammunition further underscores its importance in sustaining Russia's logistical and combat readiness. The base's infrastructure is equally noteworthy, encompassing assets and systems essential for offensive and defensive operations. Among the combat aircraft stationed there are advanced Su-30SM fighters, known for their versatility and air superiority in ground attack roles. The base also includes extensive fuel storage facilities critical for sustained operations and rapid deployment. Its defensive systems are bolstered by an S-400 air defense complex, a highly advanced system designed to counter aerial threats. The destruction or significant impairment of such a facility would therefore represent a major setback for Russia's operational capabilities, particularly in the northern sector of the conflict. The strategic value of Khalino airfield stems from its proximity to Ukraine's northern border, specifically near the Sumy and Kharkiv regions. Situated approximately 65 miles from the Ukrainian frontier, the base plays a vital role in Russian military operations. The installation's significance extends beyond its immediate operational capacity. First, it serves as a crucial logistics hub for Russian forces. Second, it provides essential air support capabilities for ground operations. Third, it functions as a key node in Russia's integrated air defense network. The base's operational scope encompasses supporting tactical aviation missions, facilitating close air support operations, enabling long-range strike capabilities, and maintaining regional air defense coverage. Notably, Russian forces have been strengthening the base's defenses by constructing new revetments and reinforcing existing structures with concrete blocks. These fortification efforts underscore Khalino's enduring importance in Russia's military strategy, particularly in maintaining air superiority along the northern sector of the conflict zone. The meticulously planned attack on Khalino airfield demonstrated Ukraine's sophisticated approach to penetrating Russian air defenses. The operation combined multiple platforms and tactics to achieve maximum effectiveness against this strategic target. The recent Ukrainian strike operation was a meticulously planned and executed assault, combining advanced weaponry and strategic coordination to maximize impact. This multifaceted offensive relied on a carefully balanced integration of ATACMS missiles, unmanned aerial vehicles, and precision munitions to overwhelm Russian defenses and deliver a decisive blow. Central to the operation were 7 ATACMS missiles, deployed as the primary strike force to target critical infrastructure and disrupt the enemy's military capabilities. Each missile carried 950 cluster munitions, designed to saturate the area with explosive fragments, ensuring maximum destruction of both personnel and equipment across a wide radius. This component of the attack not only inflicted significant physical damage but also served to degrade Russia's ability to respond effectively to future incursions. Supporting the missile strikes were 12 unmanned aerial vehicles, tasked with suppressing enemy defenses and creating an environment conducive to the missile's success. These drones played a crucial role in identifying weak points within the air defense network, distracting and overwhelming Russian countermeasures, and enabling the ATACMS missiles to penetrate deep into the targeted zone. This combination of high-precision missiles, advanced drone technology, and cluster munitions represents a sophisticated evolution in Ukraine's military strategy. It underscores their capability to execute coordinated, multi-pronged assaults aimed at disabling critical military assets and neutralizing defensive strongholds. The Ukrainian forces employed a multi-wave approach to overwhelm Russian defenses. Meanwhile, the initial wave consisted of slower, quieter drones approaching from the west to divide the base's air defense attention. Rather than attacking directly, these platforms masked their approach using terrain features, flying at extremely low altitudes to avoid detection. Simultaneously, the strike force executed a sophisticated penetration strategy, including deployment of decoy drones to saturate Russian radar systems, strategic timing of ATACMS launches to coincide with drone strikes, multiple attack vectors to overwhelm defense capabilities. The ATACMS missiles demonstrated remarkable accuracy, with each warhead carrying approximately 950 M74 dual-purpose improved conventional munitions. Nevertheless, Russian sources claimed their air defenses intercepted 7 of the 8 missiles launched at the facility. The strike achieved a range of critical objectives, delivering a significant blow to the operational capacity of the targeted facilities. One of the most notable outcomes was the damage inflicted on key radar installations, an essential component of Russia's air defense network. By impairing these systems, Ukrainian forces disrupted the enemy's ability to detect and respond to incoming threats effectively, leaving critical vulnerabilities in their defensive perimeter. Additionally, the assault had a pronounced impact on the region's air defense capabilities. The coordinated use of advanced weaponry overwhelmed existing countermeasures, rendering portions of the airspace more accessible to further Ukrainian operations. This disruption not only diminishes Russia's ability to repel future strikes but also hampers its capacity to provide air cover for ground operations. The attack also caused significant damage to the aircraft equipment parking areas, a critical component of the airbase's functionality. Overall, the operation showcased Ukraine's ability to execute complex, multi-platform strikes against heavily defended targets. The attack undoubtedly demonstrated the effectiveness of combining traditional ballistic missiles with modern drone warfare tactics, reaching speeds of up to 2,300 mph during the terminal phase. The precision of the strike was further enhanced by careful target selection, focusing on command and control facilities, air defense installations, critical infrastructure components, and operational support areas. The successful penetration of Russian air defenses at Khalino airfield marked a significant advancement in Ukraine's long-range strike capabilities. Rather than relying on a single approach, the operation's success stemmed from its sophisticated integration of multiple platforms and careful timing of each attack phase. First of all, comprehensive damage assessment reports from the Khalino airfield strike reveal extensive destruction to critical military infrastructure and significant personnel losses. The attack resulted in multiple casualties among high-ranking Russian military officials, notably affecting the 14th Aviation Regiment's command structure. The strike inflicted substantial damage to essential facilities at the Khalino military installation. In essence, the attack targeted and successfully hit fuel and lubricant warehouses, aerial ammunition storage facilities, and critical radar installations. A detailed analysis shows that the blast waves extended beyond the military compound, causing collateral damage to nearby civilian structures. The human toll of the attack on Khalino airbase was a particularly devastating blow to Russian forces. Among the casualties were several high-ranking military officers whose loss is expected to disrupt the chain of command and operational coherence within the region. The most notable fatalities included the regiment commander of the 14th Aviation Regiment. Additionally, the deputy commander of the same regiment was also killed, further exacerbating the leadership vacuum. The attack claimed the lives of multiple aviation officers and personnel integral to the maintenance, coordination, and execution of air missions. Adding to the strategic impact, the strike resulted in the death of a representative from the Federal Security Service. As a result of the strike, the base's Su-30SM fighter jets sustained considerable damage, although the exact number of affected aircraft remains unconfirmed. The destruction of the radar system represents a critical loss, as evidenced by Russian military acknowledgement. Evidently, the strike has severely diminished the base's operational effectiveness. The damage to the S-400 air defense system, considered equivalent to the U.S. Patriot missile system, marks a substantial blow to Russian air defense capabilities. In reality, the loss of high-ranking officers and experienced pilots has created a significant leadership vacuum within the 14th Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment. Furthermore, the regiment's ability to conduct aerial operations has been drastically diminished, with aircraft and equipment parking areas damaged, and experienced pilots lost in the strike. The regiment faces significant challenges in maintaining operational readiness and responding to evolving combat scenarios. The strike has also disrupted logistics and supply chains critical to sustaining the base's operations. Damage to fuel storage facilities and ammunition depots has compounded the logistical difficulties, hindering the ability to resupply and rearm effectively. The strike has effectively forced Russian forces to adapt their defensive posture, with reports indicating the construction of new revetments and reinforcement of existing structures with concrete blocks to protect remaining assets. The attack has notably impacted Russia's ability to launch guided bomb attacks on Ukrainian positions, achieving a key strategic objective. Recent failures in Russian air defense systems have exposed critical vulnerabilities in Moscow's military infrastructure. The successful Ukrainian strikes on Khalino airfield highlight fundamental weaknesses in Russia's defensive capabilities. The Russian military's air defense network has revealed critical vulnerabilities in its ability to safeguard strategic assets. Despite the advanced capabilities of the S-400 system, often regarded as equivalent to the U.S. Patriot missile system, it failed to intercept multiple ATACMS missiles during the recent strike. This failure underscores significant shortcomings in the network's operational effectiveness. A key issue appears to be the system's inability to consistently detect and track incoming missiles, leaving critical targets exposed to precision strikes. Furthermore, the lack of effective coordination between various layers of the air defense network has further hampered its ability to respond to complex, multi-pronged attacks. Compounding these challenges is the insufficient coverage of strategic installations, which has created vulnerabilities in areas that should be heavily protected. The air defense vulnerabilities have forced Russia to make difficult tactical choices. Certainly, they must either leave bases vulnerable or withdraw air defense systems from the front line, with both options presenting significant risks. The strikes on radar installations in Armavir and Orsk have exposed significant weaknesses in Russia's early warning capabilities, raising serious concerns about the effectiveness of its defense infrastructure. A closer examination reveals that the radar systems, a critical component of Russia's missile detection and defense strategy, suffer from a limited detection range that leaves substantial gaps in coverage. This limitation allows modern tactical threats, such as precision-guided missiles and drones, to evade detection until it is too late to mount an effective response. Additionally, the response time of these systems has proven inadequate, with delayed identification of incoming threats further undermining their ability to intercept and neutralize attacks. Compounding these issues is the poor integration and coordination between different elements of the defense network, which hampers the seamless sharing of data and efficient deployment of countermeasures. While Russia's early warning radar systems were originally designed to detect ballistic missile launches, their performance against modern tactical weapons has revealed critical shortcomings. These vulnerabilities are exacerbated by the absence of a robust space-based early warning network, leaving Russia heavily reliant on terrestrial systems that are increasingly outpaced by contemporary military technology. This exposure underscores the urgent need for modernization and adaptation to address the evolving nature of warfare. The successful strikes on the Khalino airfield have exposed three critical strategic vulnerabilities in Russia's military planning, revealing significant weaknesses in their defense strategy. First, the inadequate protection of forward deployment airfields has left critical air bases like Khalino highly vulnerable to precision strikes. These facilities, essential for rapid deployment and support of aerial operations, lack the necessary defenses to withstand modern warfare tactics. Second, the absence of hardened aircraft shelters at key airfields further compounds the risk, allowing aircraft to be destroyed or rendered inoperable by targeted attacks. Third, the limited defensive depth against precision strikes has become increasingly evident. Despite the presence of advanced air defense systems, Russia has been unable to adequately shield its most vital military assets from highly accurate, long-range missile attacks. In stark contrast to Russia's claims of air defense superiority, their systems have repeatedly failed to protect critical infrastructure from such precision strikes, exposing significant gaps in their defense capabilities. These vulnerabilities are largely the result of an over-reliance on outdated defensive concepts that have not kept pace with evolving technological advancements. Furthermore, Russia's insufficient adaptation to modern warfare tactics, particularly in response to the rise of precision-guided munitions and unmanned systems, has left its forces exposed. The attacks have thus demonstrated that Russia's strategic assets, even those far from active combat zones, remain vulnerable to precision strikes. Accordingly, international sanctions have restricted Russia's ability to address these vulnerabilities, particularly in acquiring Western avionics and microelectronics essential for advanced fighter aircraft. Lastly, these defense failures have broader implications for regional power dynamics. Hence, the vulnerability of strategic sites to relatively simple drone technology may fundamentally alter Western leaders' perceptions of these threats. While Russia maintains a significant military presence, these systemic weaknesses have nonetheless undermined its ability to protect critical infrastructure and maintain air superiority. The Ukrainian military has markedly demonstrated its evolving capabilities through the successful strike on Khalino airfield, showcasing a sophisticated blend of technology and tactical innovation. The operation exemplifies Ukraine's growing military prowess in conducting precision strikes against heavily fortified targets. Ukrainian forces have demonstrated remarkable tactical superiority by leveraging innovative approaches to modern warfare. Their success has been largely driven by the strategic use of advanced electronic warfare systems designed to disrupt and blind Russian S-400 air defense systems, significantly weakening the enemy's ability to respond. Additionally, the precision-guided ATACMS missiles have enabled Ukraine to carry out deep strikes, hitting high-value targets far behind Russian lines with deadly accuracy. Another key component of their strategy has been the use of coordinated drone swarm tactics, which have been particularly effective in suppressing enemy defenses and creating opportunities for follow-up strikes. The tactical excellence of the Ukrainian military has become increasingly evident, especially in their ability to seamlessly integrate multiple platforms and technologies into a cohesive, effective force. A thorough analysis of their operations throughout 2024 reveals that Ukrainian forces have destroyed or damaged more than 3,000 Russian tanks and approximately 9,000 armored vehicles, further showcasing the devastating impact of their innovative tactics on Russian military capabilities. Ukraine's military planning has demonstrated impressive strategic depth, with a methodical approach to both target selection and execution of operations. This tactical precision is mirrored in their significant achievements in military production, which have played a pivotal role in enhancing their operational capabilities. In 2024 alone, Ukraine successfully produced over 1 million drones, a testament to their growing proficiency in unmanned systems and their critical role in modern warfare. Furthermore, Ukraine has made substantial strides in developing indigenous missile systems, including the Palyanicha, Peklo, Ruda, and Neptune, all of which provide enhanced strike capabilities and reduce reliance on foreign arms suppliers. In addition to advanced weaponry, Ukraine has made remarkable progress in equipping its forces with domestically produced military hardware. Currently, approximately 30% of the frontline military equipment is of domestic origin, reflecting Ukraine's ability to produce high-quality military assets on its soil. Essentially, Ukraine's strategic planning has focused on developing autonomous capabilities. The military has successfully produced various missile systems, straightaway implementing them in combat operations. Their indigenous production includes the Neptune cruise missiles, which have proven effective in striking targets approximately 100 kilometers from the Ukrainian border. The strike on Khalino airfield can be considered a masterclass in modern military operations, showcasing Ukraine's remarkable tactical and strategic prowess. Ukrainian forces demonstrated their ability to execute precision strikes against heavily defended targets, proving their capacity to strike with unparalleled accuracy and disrupt key military assets. This operation also highlighted their proficiency in integrating multiple weapon systems seamlessly, combining missile strikes, unmanned aerial vehicles, and electronic warfare tactics to create a comprehensive and highly effective assault. Additionally, Ukraine's forces displayed their capability to penetrate sophisticated air defense networks, including the advanced ACE-400 systems, which had been considered a formidable shield against aerial threats. Their success in neutralizing these defenses reveals a deep understanding of both the vulnerabilities and strengths of modern air defense systems. Equally impressive was Ukraine's ability to maintain operational security throughout the mission, ensuring that the strike remained effective and undetected until execution. The military's capability advancement is particularly evident in their drone warfare expertise. Ukrainian forces have developed innovative tactics to blind Russian S-400 air defenses, marking a significant evolution in their operational capabilities. Their success in targeting the Khalino facility, which hosts the Russian Air Force's 14th Guards Fighter Aviation Regiment, underscores their growing ability to conduct complex military operations. The Ukrainian military's achievements extend beyond single operations. Their forces have consistently demonstrated the ability to strike targets deep within Russian territory, with Khalino being just 65 miles from the border. This capability has forced Russian forces to adapt their defensive posture, markedly affecting their ability to conduct offensive operations. The success of these operations stems from Ukraine's strategic decision to focus on developing both indigenous production capabilities and innovative tactical approaches. Their military has effectively combined Western-supplied weapons with domestically produced systems, creating a formidable strike capability that can penetrate sophisticated Russian air defenses. The strike on Khalino airfield has triggered significant international responses, fundamentally altering the diplomatic landscape of the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The attack's success has prompted both support and concern from global powers, reshaping military aid policies and strategic alliances. President Biden's administration has made a pivotal shift in U.S. policy by authorizing Ukraine to use American-made ATACMS missiles for strikes deep within Russian territory. This decision came in response to Russia's deployment of North Korean troops, with U.S. officials noting that the choice divided Biden's advisors. The Pentagon's support package includes long-range missile systems with 190-mile range capabilities, technical support for precision strike operations, and enhanced military intelligence sharing. The U.S. has provided more than $56.20 billion in security assistance to Ukraine since February 2022, demonstrating unwavering support for Kiev's defensive operations. NATO's response to the strike on Khalino airfield underscores growing concerns over Russia's expanding hybrid warfare capabilities. Since the onset of Russia's invasion, the alliance has identified nearly 150 hybrid operations carried out within NATO territory, highlighting the escalating threat posed by these unconventional tactics. In response, NATO has taken several strategic actions, including enhanced deterrence measures to bolster military readiness and deter potential threats. Additionally, the alliance has ramped up security protocols across member states, ensuring that defense planning is adapted to address emerging risks. At the same time, NATO has conducted a thorough evaluation of Russia's capabilities, assessing the evolving nature of their hybrid warfare tactics and their potential impact on regional security. NATO Deputy Assistant Secretary General James Apatharai has expressed concerns that Russia could inflict substantial casualties through hybrid attacks against NATO countries. As a result, the alliance has prioritized strengthening its eastern flank, ensuring that its defenses are robust and capable of withstanding further provocations. Furthermore, NATO has worked to enhance coordination and collaboration among its member states, fostering a more unified and efficient response to hybrid threats. Moscow's reaction to the Khalino airfield strike has been notably aggressive, with the Russian Defense Ministry promising retaliatory measures. The Russian Ministry of Defense has essentially acknowledged Ukraine's successful targeting of S-400 air defense systems at the airfield. In addition, Russian President Vladimir Putin has characterized the attack as a direct result of Western-supplied missiles, using this incident to justify subsequent missile strikes on Ukrainian cities. The EU has fundamentally maintained its position, reiterating unwavering support for Ukraine and implementing additional sanctions against Russia. The Council has set aside extraordinary revenues to support Ukraine's recovery and reconstruction, providing €18 billion in financial assistance throughout 2023. The international community's response to the Khalino strike has ultimately highlighted the growing sophistication of Ukraine's military capabilities. The U.S. Defense Department officials have noted that while Russia had moved many aircraft out of ATACMS range, the strikes demonstrated Ukraine's ability to conduct precise, long-range operations. This development has prompted Western allies to reassess their military support strategies, with both the UK and France granting similar permissions for the use of their Storm Shadow and Scalp missiles. The successful strike on Khalino airfield fundamentally alters the trajectory of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, setting in motion far-reaching changes in military strategy and regional power dynamics. This operation's impact extends well beyond immediate tactical gains, reshaping the strategic landscape of Eastern Europe. The destruction at Khalino airfield has prompted substantial shifts in regional military capabilities. Russia's defense ministry has allocated 17 trillion rubles, equivalent to $183 billion, for national security and defense in 2025, representing 41% of its annual expenditures. This unprecedented investment reflects Russia's determination to strengthen its military, security, and technological sectors. 13.5 trillion rubles have been allocated to national defense, funding ongoing military operations, and the procurement of advanced equipment to enhance Russia's combat capabilities. In addition, 3.5 trillion rubles have been earmarked for national security, focusing on internal security measures designed to maintain stability within the country and counter domestic threats. Another 6.1 trillion rubles have been dedicated to technology development to achieve technological leadership and ensure Russia remains competitive in key fields such as defense technology, cybersecurity, and innovation. The power balance has been notably affected by Ukraine's enhanced long-range strike capabilities. Their ability to conduct precision strikes up to 300 kilometers into Russian territory has fundamentally altered defensive calculations. This capability enables Ukraine to target command and control centers, air defense systems, large military installations, and communication facilities. Both sides have been compelled to modify their military approaches. Russia has implemented significant changes in its defensive posture, primarily focusing on protecting strategic assets. The Kremlin has allocated 112.1 billion rubles for unmanned aircraft systems production, 234.4 billion rubles for machine tool production, 46.9 billion rubles for new nuclear and energy technologies. Ukraine's strategic planning has evolved significantly, with long-range precision strikes now serving as a central element of its military doctrine. This adaptation has proven highly effective in multiple key areas. First, it has succeeded in degrading Russian air defenses, significantly weakening their ability to protect critical assets and thwart Ukrainian attacks. Additionally, the precision strikes have disrupted Russia's logistical operations, hindering the movement of supplies and reinforcements, which are crucial for sustaining military campaigns. The strikes have also forced Russia to relocate valuable military assets, creating logistical challenges and increasing the vulnerability of their forces. Finally, these operations have raised the cost of war for Russia, not only in terms of physical destruction, but also in the strategic and economic toll, making it increasingly difficult for Russia to maintain its offensive efforts. The aftermath of the Khalino strike has prompted significant changes to military infrastructure across the region. In response to the destruction, Russia has been forced to relocate equipment further from the front lines, stretching its supply lines and increasing response times for air support. This shift has led to the relocation of key command centers, reinforcement of existing facilities, and the construction of new defensive positions. Additionally, Russia has implemented enhanced early warning systems to counter further attacks, attempting to strengthen its defenses in the face of mounting threats. As the conflict progresses, it has increasingly taken on the characteristics of a war of attrition, where the side capable of securing a sustained advantage in manpower and armament stands to gain the upper hand. The West's support strategy has evolved accordingly, with the United States lifting restrictions on Ukraine's use of Western weapons. This policy shift has prompted changes on the battlefield, including the need for increased defensive depth, enhanced air defense coverage, modified command and control structures, and adapted logistics networks to support the growing demands of Ukraine's military. The strategic implications of these developments could influence future peace negotiations. If Ukraine continues to strengthen its military position, it may find itself with more leverage in any potential talks. However, the situation is far from simple, as Russia has found alternative sources of support through its partnerships with China, Iran, and North Korea, which have provided vital military aid and dual-use technology to sustain its efforts. Looking ahead, the trajectory of the conflict suggests that military capabilities and strategies will continue to evolve. Russia's new nuclear doctrine, which lowers the threshold for nuclear weapons use, indicates its resolve to avoid retreat and press forward with its goals. Meanwhile, Western allies, particularly France, are reassessing their strategies, with France preparing to send Mirage 2005F multirole fighters to Ukraine, signaling an escalation in the support provided to Ukraine. The transformation of defense infrastructure continues on both sides as they adapt to the new realities of the conflict. Ukraine's development of indigenous long-range weapons is a key factor in its evolving strategy. These weapons not only provide economic benefits through high-tech production, but also give Ukraine greater strategic autonomy and enhanced deterrence capabilities against future aggression. This ongoing transformation occurs within the broader context of shifting global dynamics. The West's approach to supporting Ukraine must evolve after 2.5 years of conflict. This includes ramping up defense industrial production, enhancing training programs for Ukrainian forces, improving logistics coordination, and further strengthening air defense capabilities to ensure that Ukraine can sustain and build on its momentum in the face of an increasingly sophisticated adversary. The successful strike on Khalino airbase marks a major shift in Ukraine's military capabilities, showcasing their ability to execute sophisticated long-range precision strikes deep into Russian territory. This development challenges Russian military planners, exposing vulnerabilities in their air defense and strategic assets. The aftermath has further crippled Russian forces, with degraded air defense, disrupted logistics, and compromised command structures, forcing significant adjustments. The global response highlights the strategic significance of the strike. Western allies have stepped up their support, while Russia turns to China, Iran, and North Korea for assistance. This evolving dynamic is reshaping the power balance in Eastern Europe and the broader military landscape. This operation illustrates Ukraine's rise as a formidable military force, capable of leveraging advanced technologies. The strike signals a transformation in modern warfare, where precision and technological superiority shape battlefield outcomes. What do you think? Will these developments lead to lasting shifts in regional security and international alliances? Feel free to share your thoughts. If you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.